Regarding the theme of the seminar, Mr. G.S. Baveja, who is a renowned speaker on the subject, he is ex-BPCL, he will be speaking now, he is in Singapore, he will be online now. And second thing, there is a book given in the folder, which is about harnessing employees' creativity. So that book also will give you a little bit of idea about how to harness creativity in the industrial atmosphere. Is Mr. Baveja ready?
Mr. G.S. Baveja, he was in BPCL for a very long time, and he was a general manager and heading various departments. Not only in one department, but as a company's work, they used to be shifted to various departments. He has worked with various companies, and he is an active member of SOPE. He takes online and offline seminars too on different topics. We will all be benefited from his knowledge and expertise, and let us hear to him here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Please start.
Can I start now?
Yes, very good, sir.
Good. You also come on the line. You already introduced me, or should I straight away go ahead?
Your profile has been read, sir.
Oh, that's great. So, thank you very much. First of all, thank you very much to Mr. Wankhede, who has given his welcome address, and thank you, Mr. Ghosh, both Indival Ghosh as well as Mr. Internal Ghosh. I am really happy to be addressing this great group who has joined for today's SOPEP seminar. And the theme of seminar, as you all know, is very interesting: harnessing employees' creativity for enhancing safety and business performance improvement. Now, the type of words which have been used in this title are all very exhilarating, are very interesting, and they are quite a lot of information giving as far as the title is concerned. Now, when I talk of harnessing the employee creativity, so we must have a clear understanding why we have to harness the creativity of employees. It's very simple. Anybody who is working in any organization, if his creativity is used for any good purpose of the organization, they feel elated, they feel participative, they feel as part of the organization, and they have a lot of loyalty to the organization because their ideas, their thoughts, they are being very appreciated by the organization, and they will be feeling indebted to the organization. Who does not want his creativity to be used? Who does not want his intellect and the knowledge is being used? So obviously, whether it is managers, top managers, senior management, CNMD, or even working class, everybody wants their utility to be utilized, their intellect to be utilized, their knowledge to be utilized for the betterment of the organization. So it depends upon how an organization is harnessing these creativities of the employees for improvement in the day-to-day working, as well as for improvement in safety and improvement in business. I recall way back in early 50s, Japanese started harnessing the very particular aspect of individual employees' creativity, and during that time, Sony and Mitsubishi were two very popular electronic companies, and they used to manufacture items like transistors and things like that. So first time when they came out with transistors, not radio, I am talking of transistors, then they The very technique of theirs was they will give it to few employees at working level, few employees the first product, and will ask them to use it at home and give your suggestions if there is a possibility of improvement. So you'll be surprised when first time they introduced 2-in-1, that means tape recorder come transistor. That time one of their employees suggested, oh, tape recorder is very good, but I am not able to understand where to start if I have to re-listen to a particular program. So if there is a counter, probably it will be helpful. And that idea came from the employee who used that product, and immediately when they launched the next version of the same product, it had a counter. And those days, you know, the counter used to be mechanical. Of course, over a period of time, things have changed and digital counters have come. So what I'm trying to say, the smallest possible observation of the user, if it can be tapped, then that is the best way to do and improve. That is where they started using employees as a first instance. Later on, this became a philosophy, and they thought, you know, the new word came Kaizen philosophy. And Kaizen philosophy is again meant for driving the additional improvement on a continuous basis in terms of quality and in terms of productivity. From whom? From the people who are working in the field, who are working in the shop floor, who are working at the first hand. So quality and productivity to drive, and Tai Chi Onhono. These people spread the entire philosophy of Kaizen in all the units of Toyota. So what exactly they have done? They have literally gone into the philosophy of harnessing employees' creativity for enhancement of the productivity. Of course, at that point of time, they were more concerned with business performance and productivity. And as the Kaizen has spread to the various industries, today Kaizen has got many shapes, many ways to look at it, and obviously you must call it Kaizen, you must call it harnessing employees' creativity, but ultimate aim is to enhancing the safety, enhancing the business performance improvements. I will definitely look forward for what are the requirements and why there is a need for it and how it can be implemented. The first and foremost requirement is from the management point of view, that means management's commitment. Commitment of accepting the suggestions coming from the bottom. Commitment of propagating the suggestions, analyzing those suggestions and converting into useful benefit for the organization. That's the first thing. Secondly, the empowerment should be there to the employees, that whatever they are suggesting in a manner which will improve their own working, and whatever they experience in the field in terms of difficulties, in terms of, let us say, a sort of experience of the hazards in the workplace, all this gets reflected and they are carrying it forward openly and very dedicatedly to the middle management, and through them it goes to the senior management, and then the corrective actions are taken. So it has got two important elements. One is the participation from the management, or encouragement from the management, or commitment from the management, and second one is that a sort of sense of coming forward with the ideas from the employees to be able to express themselves, what they feel in the field and what can be better utilized for better way of working. So these are two-pronged actions which are required, and from both the sides there is a need for openness to accept the ideas. I'll give you one more example where we are talking of suggestion, we are talking of safety improvement, we are talking of safety culture, we are trying to talk about building the safety culture in all our organizations. And I remember way back sometime in 2006 or 7, I had visited one of the Indian Oil Company plants, and there we were doing some kind of a audit, and there it came to our notice that one of the, the statement was showing that the annual receipt of suggestions is 29,000. I was really shocked. So I talked to that people that how can it be that there are suggestions of 29,000, and if there is a big battalion to work into that, to look into that, and to accept it and to adopt it. So they said, sir, we have got less to say, but our executive director is very enthusiastic, and I took a time, took an opportunity to talk to him, and he said, Mr. Baveja, it's very simple. If I am sitting as head of the institution, I must look at improvements in safety first. And improvement in safety can come only when we start looking at the minutest possible likely hazards which are there in the field. It may be a banana peel which has fallen on the road, and that may cause a slip for a person close to the canteen. Quite possible. So what he was telling, that we have kept the suggestion box open for anyone and everyone. It may be a visitor, it may be a working person, or it may be an employer, it may be a contractor's employee, and they have to just put the suggestion, put their thoughts into the suggestion box, their ideas of hazard identification into the suggestion box. And obviously, initially it was a big pain for the management or for the top management and working level people to analyze that many number of suggestions and to review. Quite possibly, initial first 2 years they were getting lot of repeated suggestions, but that way it gave a way of life to the people. People started coming forward and they started talking about it. After 2, 3, 4 years, the maturity came and they could make out that which are the suggestions which are really worth for taking cognizance of, which are really worth taking cognizance with respect to safety culture improvement, with respect to plant safety improvement, field safety improvement, as well as the production improvement. So when this kind of analysis started, maybe after 2, 3 years, the system got totally matured, and they started getting the right kind of suggestions, and which helped them a lot. And almost for 3 to 5 years that gentleman was there, and the safety performance of that particular unit was one of the best. Similarly, not only safety performance, but their so-called production was also up to the mark, and that's where there is a credit which goes to the basic aspect of harnessing employees' creativity for enhancing safety and for business performance improvements. And surprisingly, I am not shying to say that after 3, 4, 5 years, this gentleman was moved. He got a higher position. He went to the higher position in the Indian Oil Corporation. And subsequent, when the next generation came, or next set of people came, they did not give that much importance to these aspects, and within 2, 3 years, there were a series of fatal accidents. So the kind of opportunity, the kind of aura, the kind of atmosphere which was created by adopting the using and harnessing the employees' creativity was phenomenal. And it definitely helped in terms of safety improvement. Now we are talking generally about the toolbox talk, especially when the field work is going on, when the shop floor work is going on. We say that the work should be started with a toolbox talk. What's the purpose of toolbox talk? Is the purpose only to indicate the hazards which are there from the work which is being done, or it's something else? Similarly, we also have a safety meeting, and we say we should have participation of the workers also. What for it is? Is it only for having a good tea, etc.? Or is it only to listen to the people that my shoe is not proper, my, the safety gadgets are not proper? Or what exactly is the purpose? If you go deep into these two aspects, There are two important purposes. One is top down. Whatever top management is thinking, it should be brought up to the working level in a proper manner to the people who are at the working class, who are at the working level, who are at the employee level, who are at the front level. So that is called top down. But at the same time, one important link we missed, and that is bottom up. What is happening at the bottom level? What difficulties they are facing or experiencing, that also should be brought up. So the toolbox talk as well as the safety meetings, they are supposed to give a purpose of two-way traffic, bottom down and bottom up and top down. If two-way transaction is not taking place, then probably harnessing employees' creativity for enhancing safety will have a lesser impact. So if we want to ensure that safety improvement is there, enhancement towards safety culture is there, enhancement towards safety appreciation by all levels is there, it is important that we should pick what is happening at the shop floor level, what are the difficulties and predicaments they are having, can we take care of those predicaments and difficulties and improve into our way of working. If those aspects are taken, obviously the safety culture will improve and enhancement of safety performances will be there in every field. Similarly, when we talk of business performance improvement, there are many suggestions which come from the shop floor. If those suggestions are converted into system improvement, if those suggestions are converted into a automation, obviously those suggestions will help in business performance improvement as well. Not only that, when we talk of safety and business, they are interlinked, they are interspersed. If there is one accident, if there is a one sort of incident, if that is going to impact the way of working, if that is going to impact the even for a small outage or stoppage of work for 2 hours, it's a blot onto the performance. We are looking forward for enhancing the safety with the business performance, so both are linked together. So safety cannot be as dissociated from the business performance. There is another aspect which I would like to highlight here. When we talk of safety culture improvement, there is a cycle of that. If I am talking of safety culture improvement, the cycle is connected from the root cause of a particular problem. Now, where the root cause is happening in the field. So root cause starts at the root of the working. And once we identify the root cause of any problem, which leads to either hazardous situation or leads to unsafe fact, so we have to look at the root cause of the problem, then how to address this cause. It does not remain unsafe act, it does not remain unsafe situation, it does not remain unsafe behavior at the workplace. Plus, when we are identifying this, can we do the improvements or what can we do as an improvement so that it does not reoccur, it does not reoccur. It means that whatever we are going to do as a corrective measure, as a mitigative measure, that measure should be in such a way that it improves the system. It improves the system, it improves the culture. Culture could be by way of additional training, culture could be by way of explaining to the people what are the difficulties, what are the problems, what are the hazards when you are doing a particular work. So, in a way, I can definitely say that as far as this theme is concerned, harnessing employees' creativity for enhancing safety and business performance improvement is very, very appropriate for the particular today's topics, today's discussions, and I'm happy to share that almost all the papers which have been submitted, I had an opportunity to go through those papers, and I find at least few papers my reaction would be some of the things have come out very well, exemplary good, and your thoughts and processes of your the way you have put up your papers is really wonderful. And that is what is looked forward. Already some assessment has been done, but some of the papers probably while reading you do not get the complete sense. But when you make your presentations, make sure that what really is bringing a change in the culture, what really is harnessing the employee creativity, that you should highlight, and that will fetch real marks for you as far as presentation is concerned. My all the very best to all the paper presenters, my all the very best to the audience as well as the organization, as well as the organizing SOPAP, that is the Society of Power and Energy Professionals. They have done a very good job inviting such papers, seeking information from all of you, and also giving an opportunity to make the presentation. Make best use of these presentations, and thank you very much, and all the best for best learning, and may the best win the prizes of today. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot, and my sincere thanks to SOPAP for inviting me for this talk on the particular topic. Thank you very much, all of you.
Thank you.